Do that in a couple of seconds.
Stop, moins une minute.
Okay, we welcome everybody around the world viewing us on arianespace.com. Special greetings to the people watching live in Argentina through the public television from Technopolis, at ARSAT headquarters, also at INVAP headquarters, Airbus Defense and Space in Europe. NBN has viewing parties all across the country. SSL has a viewing party in Palo Alto, California. And, of course, a personal greeting to my co-workers at Viasat all around the world. We built the complex ground segment equipment for SkyMuster. Oh, and 6-year-old Bailey Brooks, here it comes. We're going to launch your satellite, SkyMuster.
À tous les DO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage Vulcain. Allumage de EAP, décollage.
Trademark to call it the rumble in the Amazon jungle, and it really is, as the mighty Ariane 5 ECA roars out toward Devil's Island. One of those bucket list events of watching an Ariane 5 thunder into the sky from CSG. A minute into the launch, and the Ariane 5 has already broken the sound barrier here at Kourou. And this massive Jupiter facility literally shaking. We can feel it now. 1,300 tons of thrust breaking the Ariane 5 free from the bonds of Earth's gravity. 90% of that power coming from the two boosters, each one 31 meters tall, burning 240 tons of solid propellant in 2 minutes. That's better than 2 tons a second. When the boosters have done their job in a little less than a minute from right now, Ariane will be 70 kilometers into the sky. It'll be racing away from us at more than 1.6 kilometers a second, faster than a bullet. The information coming down to us at Gilat, the tracking station on a mountain just behind us here at the Jupiter facility. The next major event is the burnout and the jettison of those two solid rocket boosters. You're going to be able to see it live on the screen. It'll happen in about 13 seconds from right now, when those boosters have completed their job at 2 minutes 20 seconds into the mission. So watch for that. And look at those pictures. In the clear skies above Kourou, the boosters have done their job. We don't need them anymore. Talk about losing weight. On the pad, Ariane 5 was 774 tons, roughly. We're now down to 180 tons. And in the rocket business, when you get lighter, you go a lot faster. And there you see some video from a previous mission of the rockets, the boosters dropping away. Ariane 5 now closing in on 100 kilometers in the sky, traveling at 150, make that 2.1 kilometers per second. Speed number tonight, by the way, 9.3 is the magic number. Next up, the jettison of the fairing. It's protected the satellites from the elements on the ground. And in the early days of launch, early moments of launch, we don't need it anymore, and so very shortly you are going to see and hear, there it is, on the animation.
Séparation de la coiffe.
And the DDO has announced it. Here's the fairing dropping away from us this evening on the flight. We just lost another 2 tons, by the way. There's some images from a previous mission. Technically, we were in space, but we still have a long way to go. But things are going fine for Ariane 5. And we continue to see the 3D animation. We're at 128 kilometers into the sky, and already 300 kilometers downrange from us here at Kourou, and closing in on 3 kilometers per second. The main stage, or EPC, is now burning. It burns for about special greetings to the people watching live in Argentina, and to the public television from Technopolis, at ARSAT headquarters, also at INVAP headquarters. It gulps 320 kilograms, about 700 pounds of fuel a second, 500 times more than a jet engine. You just saw that graph on the side of the screen. We're going to see that a whole lot more tonight, and that depicts the trajectory that we want to be going in this evening. And again, we are right down the middle. Everything is going normal, as you heard the DDO just announced. 152 kilometers into the sky right now. Gilat is the tracking station that is tracking us right now, and things continue go normal this evening on the Ariane flight. We're going to be seeing some replays coming up in a moment, and again, very, very impressive replays from the pad. Those will be coming in a second. You see the 3D images of what's happening right now in the sky. Here's the first of those replays we mentioned.
Il reste 3 minutes de propulsion de l'EPC. La trajectoire est
just
nominale.
Incredible to watch that Ariane 5 jump off the pad. You know, one of the questions that I frequently get when people ask me, why am I going to French Guiana to launch a rocket? Well, the Kourou Space Base is located about 500 kilometers north of the equator, and the Earth rotates much faster at the equator than it does, say, at the Kennedy Space in Florida. Thus, the Ariane 5 gets a huge boost from the Earth's rotation, and that allows satellite operators, as you see another great replay here, that allows satellite operators in many cases to launch heavier payloads and to add more fuel to their bird, increasing their operational life. Thus, the longer it lives, the more revenue you can generate. So the bottom line is it really does pay off in the long run to launch your satellite from the Amazon jungle. And there you see the planification minister from Argentina, who is here with us this evening. Also, Jean-Michel Casa, who is the French ambassador to Argentina. Just some of the dignitaries who are here this evening at Kourou. The Ariane 5, by the way, will shortly be picked up by our tracking station in Natal, Brazil. You see that everything remains nominal. There's that curve that I was talking about. Take a look at that real quick up on the right-hand side. And that little dot is what you want to see following that curve perfectly, and it is. That means we're going right down the middle. Tonight, we are going to be using 5 tracking stations. Kourou has the Gilat station. Brazil is Natal. Then out in the middle of the Atlantic is the Ascension Islands, and we have a tracking station there. The west coast of Africa is Libreville, Gabon, and on the east coast, Malindi, Kenya. Ariane sending data to those stations, and it tells us how the flight is progressing in real time. That's why the DDO can say things are nominal. Later, engineers are going to pore over every bit of the data to determine exactly how things worked. Next major event is the cutoff of the main stage, or the EPC. You're going to see that blue flame disappear, and you'll see the separation of the main stage. there is the extinction of the flame, and shortly the main stage has completed its job. It drops away. It's going to fall into the ocean
Séparation de l'EPC.
off Africa, and shortly you'll hear the call that the upper stage has ignited. It'll burn for 16 minutes. Great video from a previous flight of
Allumage USCA.
the first stage dropping away. You heard the announcement from the DDO that the upper stage has ignited. Before ignition, by the way, two small rockets on either side of the upper stage fired. That allowed the upper stage to move away from the lower stage, and we could safely ignite it. By the way, immediately after they did their job, we dumped them off because lighter rockets fly faster. And there you see again the depictions of our tracking stations. We're now going very, very fast. We're at over 7.07, almost 7.1 kilometers per second. Ariane 5 is well on its way to Africa. It's gaining speed by the second. And we're seeing some of the key personnel and VIPs in the auditorium right below my broadcast location here. And most of them arrived yesterday here in Kourou. They've been touring the space base throughout the last day or so, and they have the best seat in the house for the mission. History is being made tonight by SkyMuster, one of the most powerful telecom satellites ever. SkyMuster carries 202 Ka-band transponders that will deliver broadband service to an estimated 200,000 plus households in rural and remote Australia. SkyMuster represents the cutting edge of so-called high-throughput satellite capacity and technology, combining extremely powerful Ka-band satellite payloads with advanced ground segment networking software and hardware technology. SkyMuster will deliver ultra-fast broadband service to consumers and businesses in and across Australia. Viasat, the company I work for, built 10 massive Earth stations and gateway facilities all across the continent. Once SkyMuster goes into operation, the life of Bailey Brooks, that little 6-year-old girl we talked about, who emerged as the face of the satellite, her painting was on the fairing of the Ariane 5. All of her friends, their lives will change forever as broadband will be at their fingertips, and that is going to be a life-changing experience for little Bailey Brooks. At 11 minutes and 48 seconds, time now to hear about SkyMuster.